Namaskar, Jai Hindu Rashtra. It has crossed midnight now, but we being responsible citizens of this country, we are leading sleepless nights. It is not because we are in insomnia, we are victims of insomnia, but because of what is going on in our country now. A beautiful country with beautiful flora, fauna, and patriotic citizens. The country should have been a smooth, golden country with a lot of hope, vibrance, and prosperous future. But what we are witnessing for past few years and what our freedom fighters expected from this country after its independence are two different things, two entirely different things. While our freedom fighters fought for the freedom of our identity, freedom of our cultural identity, ethnic identity, political identity, economic identity, the country has got enslaved with invisible monsters of corruption, unethical behavior towards one another, and of course, mishandling, maladministrating the country towards a very unclear future. What is happening now at Jantar Mantar with students demonstrating for their rights was initially very encouraging, that our students are very aware of their rights and they could keep the corrupted leaders at ransom through their demonstration and collective movement. But alas, when we were about to lend our supportive shoulders to them, we saw the dark monsters peeping through the curtain. Politicians who are known for their corruption, politicians who are mentally sick, politicians who, in spite of sitting in the opposition, keeps quiet and are more busy to accrue their corruptive wealth than to think about their nation, are all peeping through the curtains as to when they can jump into the demonstration and hijack the platform of the students' movement. What started as a mere pure, unalloyed students' movement has become a platform to prove a point as to who's the leader and who's not. The mission and vision of fighting against a corrupted education system has fallen through, and now it's more on who will get what votes and who will get how much coverages in the media is more important. In the global arena, a consolidated India, an independent India, had a different image, and now it has gradually become negative. The students' movement was definitely a sign of a democratic country. But the peeping toms of politicians and corrupted leaders made the movement impure and lack the sanctity it should to get its mission achieved. It's almost like, in a boiling milk, if you squeeze even one drop of lemon, the milk will curdle, and the beauty of the milk becomes a curd. So the beauty of the collective movement of students and their pure target of having a corruption-free education system converted into a political platform of who is great and who's greatest, rather than achieving the goal of a corruption-free education system. The people who disliked the students' movement, they are now laughing and making a mockery out of the movement, rather than respect the movement and do the needful and ensure the needful. The common man is totally confused because of the presence of these already discredited leaders, Omar Khalid, Rahul Gandhi, Shabana Azmi, and people similar to them and their accomplices. Let me use the word accomplices. Are not only very disturbing, but they have actually acted as a drop of lime in a boiling milk. If the milk is allowed to boil number of times, it gets reduced to a sweet milk. It becomes an Indian sweet called rabri. But over here, the collective movement of the students were not allowed to carry on. Excuse me, with its sanctity. Night after night, we concerned citizens of this country, we are awake, we are keeping tag of what's happening in Jantar Mantar. Many have asked me whether I am interested to be there or not. Why me? My entire party of Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha would have joined the students. And the day we were about to take a decision, we saw all these unscrupulous monsters going and joining these pure-hearted students, the youngsters who are our future. We don't want to add burden to their movement by being there. So we decided to bless the students in succeeding to get a corruption-free education system. I will urge to the government as well as the opposition, don't go to the students' movement, crowd it and vitiate it and pollute it. Allow the students to give vent to all the frustrations and all the points they want to voice. Allow them to give vent to their inner needs and expectations from the elders. Do not disturb them. Instead, the only way you can help is, only way you can show your support to their demand of a corruption-free education system is by rectifying, inviting them to advise the government's education system what is expected, what the students expect from the system. Hear them and see how much you can act on them, on their deputation, on their presentations. If you try to snub them, then you'll get a dwarfed future. Because the brilliant people, they will leave the country, and those who will remain will become quiet and easily enslaved. So we don't want the country to fall into a dwarfed population. Allow them to voice what they want. Encourage them to voice what they want. But ensure that they are not hijacked, kidnapped, or taken over by vicious political leaders who are known for their pollution and known as pollutants in the society. We don't want mentally sick leaders to go there. Most of these leaders who are giving them physical association, they are mentally sick, not patriotic. They don't want the country to prosper, because the moment the country will prosper, their competence will get exposed, and they will not remain as leaders but as slaves of leaders. So they fear the future, and thus they ensure that any good movement should be dwarfed by their polluted presence, and the deliverables should never be achieved. Regarding the police role, I would say the police system's role in the entire protest has been inadequate. The police should protect the students and imprison the stone pelters. The stone pelting, when it started, after these monsters went and sat and gave support, lent their support to the entire students' movement. It is easily observed by us that to spoil and give bad name to this collective students' movement for a corruption-free education system, these obnoxious political leaders sent the stone pelters to give the movement a bad name. The students were sitting for so many days. The police was keeping them under their watch. There was no stone pelting. There was no controversy. It was a very good way to protest, and the results would have been in the favor of the students. But when the result was about to come, these apparitions, political apparitions, they came and they hijacked the movement towards a blind lane. They don't want the solution. They only want self-promotion. They wanted their pictures to come out using the movement, which they couldn't have done otherwise by their own caliber. They used this movement of the students to get publicity, self-promotion, and show how supportive they are towards the students. If any of you were supporters of students, why you people did not voice about this or discuss about this in the parliament? You were all parliamentarians. Why you couldn't call a press conference and voice your dissent against the leakage of papers? Why? Because you are not interested, you are not bothered. It is the students' collective movement and its support base that made you go and join them for your own self-promotion. I will request to the government of India, I will request to the Education Minister and the Education Ministry to approach the students and invite them to come and discuss with you what exactly they want, and under the present circumstances, you have to honor their desires because they are the aggrieved party in this entire system. If they want an improvement, if they want diversion, if they want an improvisation, accept it, because neither the minister is a student, nor anybody in the ministry is a student, nor the government of India is undergoing schooling. What these people are saying, it's from first-hand experience. You must give them a hearing and must rectify certain ways in the administration to ensure that these students do not require to demonstrate but voice their happiness over the government's steps to honor their request. I will urge to the government of India, the education minister especially, to invite the leaders of the movement, the youngsters, hear them. There is no end to learning. Till the last breath of your life, you need to learn. You invite them. Ask them what they want. Ask them what kind of punishment they want to give to the paper leakage scam. Make them form a jury against these scamsters who made the leakage, and let them pass a verdict, and let the jury of youngsters get accepted as advisors to the education system, to the education ministry. I think if you do not hear the aggrieved community of any particular strata of society, you cannot give good governance. Democracy is dialogue, not monologue, not dictatorial. If you have, this is a good sign that in your reign, the students are coming out with options and deliverables, demand for deliverables. They are objecting to your ills. If you had done wrong and the students wouldn't have come to protest, then it would have not only been alarming, but it would have been a sign that you have killed everybody. Your governance was so bad that you have killed opposition. You have killed everybody. There's no one to voice against your monstrous governance. So everybody, every human being can commit a mistake. But to point out that mistake by the aggrieved community is a very healthy sign. A very healthy sign that the society is still alive and is ready to rectify the faults of its administrators. So none of the ministers should take this protest in their stride as a hurting point to their ego, but should invite instead these young, bubbling lives to come and advise you as to how rectification can be done in the system. Namaskar, Jai Hindu Rashtra, and best of luck for a corruption-free education system from Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha.